So my Super Bowl pick changed like significantly. Um, you're gonna
So it
lose.
was the Rams, right?
No, but well, ahead of the season, it was the Bills over the Eagles. So
Okay.
and then I reran everything after this week of crazy upsets and kind of things all over the place. And as of right now, do you know who's your Super Bowl pick first?
I still got the Rams. I got the Rams, and I'm gonna rock with New England. Why not? I got the Rams New
Why
England
not?
little rematch from 25 years ago. Hold on, I need some dramatic effect, a little drum roll for yours because your model got someone new.
My model is insane. All right, it is Seahawks and Broncos.
Wow, okay, so hold on. I get the Broncos. I get the Broncos. The AFC's open.
The
New
AFC
England's
is
up
very
there.
open. Right.
Denver, Sean Payton, been there before. Bo Nix, great defense. Understood. What was the other team you said?
The Seahawks from Seattle.
So you have the Seahawks over the Rams. You have the Seahawks coming out and being your Super Bowl
Mhm.
NFC team.
Uh-huh. Yep.
How does okay.
So basically here's how this works. The way that it forecasts out, I used to have a matchup between so the unfortunately for the NFC West, they're beating each other up. So they're very unlikely to be the 1 or the 2 seed in whoever the winner of the West is. So the forecast rematch is another rematch between the 2 teams in so 4th and the way that the playoffs will work out, right? 4th and 5th. So who is that 4th and 5th now going to be? Well, now I have it where the Seattle Seahawks are going to be hosting the Rams. And we still have one more matchup between the 2. And that tiny little edge that ripple effect of that changed who ends up winning this. It's again, the Rams are very high up there. Let me be clear. But it's their defense is improving. The Seahawks defense is improving. They're getting healthier and they're improving. Whereas the Rams,
The defense, nice.
the defense is nice and they've been through adversity on their offense and they can overcome adversity. And that's what we've seen. It's crazy.
When you think about Super Bowl teams, though, you gotta think about the quarterback.
Hey,
So you're talking about Sam Darnold, the Seahawks, making it over the NFC Championship game, which could be beating Matt Stafford or beating Jalen Hurts or beating who else we got? Jordan Love or Jared Goff or beating Dak Prescott potentially if they get in there. You got Matt Stafford accomplishing all that?
well, I think Matt Stafford will be your MVP. I think he's most likely to win the
I
MVP.
mean, not Matt
Yeah,
Stafford. You
yeah.
got Sam
I
Darnold
think Sam I
accomplishing.
the weird part is they have a weird run situation that's more reliable than we've seen from Seattle in years. We've had it's Matt Stafford has to play the Seahawks defense, whereas Sam Darnold gets to play and has to play the Rams defense. So I understand that we talk about that in a very binary way. Like, do I trust Sam Darnold more than Matt Stafford? Absolutely not. But do I think that a surging Seahawks defense could have an edge over those offenses? I I think that that is where the model has netted out. And I kind of would love to see it personally just because I think it's a fun story, but I think that it's an improved run game, slightly improving every single week. We've seen Zach Charbonnet be really useful in the red area. We've seen, Kenneth Walker start to get those. Yeah, that man wants to get paid. So you're looking at that, and then you're saying you talk about being just good enough to complement your defense. That's all they got to do, right? That's all they
Mm.
got to do. And they've overcome turnovers more so than some of these other teams. They fight back after turning the ball over. They have more experience doing that. Crazy.
So I hear so much about your model and the model's telling you, and I'm just so fascinated in a model, what the
Mhm,
model is, how you came up
mhm.
with the model, and how it all works. And I think that is going to be quite the story for another week. We need more time to dive into this, but I want to know how one goes about creating her own football model that predicts
Well, I
the
think my
future.
stat for maybe next week or whenever we talk about it should be how many times I've said my model on any sort of media platform because I don't think there's a person on this planet that said that more than me. Whatever. So, but yeah.
Does your model have a name though? I will ask
Uh,
that. Does your model have a
well,
name?
there's more than one model, so they get named and they're named after 90s rappers. So so when I say my model, it's actually like a lot of different models, but they're all named after 90s rapper. And it's kind of amazing sometimes which season or which rapper is best in a particular season. Like we got a little Q-tip this year because I don't know why he's so good, but that is just what's going on a little. I mean,
Okay, we're gonna hear
yeah,
more.
we'll hear more.